Hello, this is Michael, TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Keystone Bullet 287 QBS travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a few things taken into consideration when parking. On your campsite, you have plenty of room for that awning to come out. On your off campsite, your slide, but besides your slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your water is going to be up here toward the front, and then your power connection is going to be all the way toward the rear of your unit on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, just behind your tires. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook our hitch, first thing we're going to do is level our unit. Your unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply retract to lower, extend to raise up, bring this up until you're level. Should you lose power, under this rubber stopper here, this hand crank will get on there and get this up and down should you not have power. Speaking of power, check the battery post every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stable it. Stabilizing jacks, here's our power, and they are inside this little docking station here. Up to the right, the ones toward the front are your front ones, and these are your back ones. Before I run these down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. We're just going to hit extend. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Good distribution of weight using them. Run these down. You notice sometimes they run down one at a time, just until, let's see, we gotta go adjust that one on the other side. All right, I flattened one out on the other side. Just want to make sure that those are flat. Run these down just until they're taut. Once it feels like it's going to start to lift your unit, stop. Remember, we're just trying to stabilize our unit. Our unit's already level. Now you hit extend for your rear ones down there. You have to go down and make sure that your feet are flat. And then just run these down again until you feel like it's going to start to lift the unit. And stop. So once our unit's level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Big long 30 amp cord plugs in here on the side. The way these plug in is they'll go in at about 11 o'clock. And then turn it to noon, and then put this gray washer on there. That'll lock that on there for you. At the end of this 30 amp service, should you need to plug into a 110, 30 to 15 amp reducer will be in your convenience pack. Got your power hooked up, let's hook up our water. Again, your docking station's in the storage area up front to the right. At campsites, we are going to hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, a water pressure regulator. Water pressure regulator will reduce your water pressure to 40 to 50 psi. It'll protect the lines in your unit. Always use these because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook it up here where it says city water. Hook up your hose. If you don't turn your hose on yet, let's find your hot water heater. Our hot water heater is right here on the rear, behind your power. And all we're doing at this point, folks, putting in our drain plug. Put that plug back on there, make sure that's nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. After that hose been on for a few minutes, once you go inside and open up your slide. The reason I want you to do this is I want you to go inside and open up all of your water taps. Get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water going through them, then shut them off. Then you're all set for your water to camp. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping, boondocking, and we just want to fill up our fresh water tank. In that case, we'll fill it up here in the middle. Now, no need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply fill this up with a hose. Two ways to tell that's full. One is the overflow valve right here. Or better yet, if you have someone inside watching your panel, they can hold that fresh water button down. That'll tell when this is full. Don't leave this unattended while you're filling it either. Once it's full, put this cap back on. And then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump inside as well. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to city water. That is already pressurized. Over here to the left, we have a tank flush. That's for dumping, clean out your black tanks when we leave the campsite. Next in line, we have the winterize. This is where you will hook up to siphon in antifreeze in the winter. Here's where you do that. You turn on your winterize right here and bypass your hot water heater. Also got a spray port down here. This is just a quick connect. You can remove this. There's where you can run your hoses down through. Over to the right, again, our stabilizing jacks. And here's where we'll hook up your cable or TV. One more thing on your stabilizing jacks, you've got this handle right here. So you can, again, if you lose power, get on there and bring these up if you lose power. So great backup to have. Speaking of power, it's prepped for your inverter there. There's your solar charge controller. That's just controlling how much power goes to your solar panel. Or from your solar panel to your battery, excuse me. That's what I meant to say. Now pull back on that to release these. Remember, don't just yank on these like it's a magnet. It does have a hook. On your slides, get a slide seal spray that you can put on these. Add to the longevity of the life of those. Again, back here is our power and our hot water heater. Down here is our black and gray tanks. We'll talk about those when leaving the campsite and dumping those. Again, our stabilizing jacks. You got a ladder. Utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year. Check the seams of your roof. Caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. Keystone sells their own backup camera. You can get that for them. I recommend getting a cover for this. Keep this from dry rotting in the sun. Camping a lot. You want your spare tire to stay good. A spray port hose from the docking station can be brought back here and used to spray off outdoor kitchen area. Pull that towards you. Push this hose down underneath. And down here, here's your quick connect LP over here. Outdoor fridge. Make sure you strap that in for safe travel. Our awning does have a pitch control. Simply pull down on this. That'll tilt your awning this way and run out of rainwater this way. Or the other way, should you be camping down at this end. Got a couple outdoor speakers. There's access to the back of your fridge. This is a flue for your furnace. A few things on that. One, don't ever have it blocked. Two, if you're running your furnace, steer clear of it. It does get hot. And three, they do sell bug guards that you can put on those. You set a TV outside. There's your 110 cable. Getting your pitch control on the other end of your awning. You got light. And this is your docking light for up top there. That's where you shut that on and off. I also give you a nice pegboard over on this side if you want to store some tools. Your propane does come with a cover. It's also on a regulator. So if you point it toward the tank you wish to be using, lefty-loosey to open. Lastly, we've got a battery disconnect out here. That will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when we talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. Or anytime you're boondocking, you want to save some battery. And then right here is where you can plug in a solar panel to trickle charge that battery as well. So it covers everything out here. Take a look on the inside. Coming up beside the unit, first thing I always like to point out your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone who's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway. Up to my right as I come in is a control panel. Start up top on this here real quick. Show you your battery, your fresh water. That's one I said to hold down when you're filling your potable water. Black and gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your water heater if hooked to gas, your water heater if hooked to electric. It does make a difference. Choose correctly. Here's where you turn on your water pump for your fresh water. Porch, which would be your awning lights and ceiling lights. Down here is our slide control. We'll utilize that when closing it up. And our awning. On our awning, a few things. One, your door. Your door cannot be all the way open. I would set it at about 90 degrees so your awning can get out. On your extend, you only want to extend that out until you can see that black bar and your flap has fallen down to 90 degrees. You hold that extend button down, that will continue to run out and start to run itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Only run it out as far as you need to. Again, make sure that your door is semi-closed in order for that to come in. As I bring that in, I will mention our thermostat. That comes in. You see I cranked up the air. On your AC, you also have what's called a quick dump. That'll close up here. That'll vent it out through these better. Or if you want to blast and chill, close that or open that. Now I'm gonna go to mode. I'm gonna go through to off. You notice the AC normally shuts off rather quickly. There it goes. I'm gonna turn on the furnace. Hear the AC come on, the furnace. Now you notice when I go through and shut the furnace off, generally it takes a couple of minutes for the fan to cycle through before it shuts off. To the right over here is where you raise and lower your temperatures. Continuing into the living room, got a TV with a remote. When you arrive at the campsites, go ahead and get in here to your menu, run a digital channel scan. That'll pick up all your local channels. This is on a swivel. We'll pull out away from the wall. We'll also push up against the wall and strap in for travel. I'll snap that in there. A little harder one-handed. Just strap your TV in. Keep that from moving around while you're going down the road. Below your TV, sound system. Turn that on. AM, FM, Bluetooth, USB. Nice sound system. Let's see, we'll go to FM. Indoors. And outdoor speakers. You can shut off the outdoor. Shut off the indoor. Hold these in. Now it's just outdoor. Now they're both off. Really cool sound system. I did want to mention slam locks. They work best when gently slammed. Alright, coming into our kitchen area. We've got a pop-up power port. Up here you got a push-up power port. Bring that up. Or push that in and push it back down. Got a microwave up here. That working. Fan and light above your cooktop. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Turn on your panel light. Now note, when you turn your gas on, the first time, this is coming out fine here. The first time you may have to bleed the lines for a few minutes just to get some gas into the lines. Same thing on your oven. Turn this to the light. Hit your spark down there. That will light your pilot light. No need to get up underneath there to do it anymore. And then just turn this to the desired temperature. Rock that panel light down. Becomes an oven light. Pneumatic fridge controls are up top. Turn it on the left. We're going to turn that on auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off the power. As soon as you unplug, you'll go on gas. Or lift that up to go on gas. If this light flashes, check your gas. We did have controls. You got a vent up here as well. Hand crank open vent. In our bathroom, I want to mention lighting, but 110 with GFCI reset. I also have a hand crank open exhaust vent. Access panel to your plumbing there for your shower area. Before going into the bunk area, up there's your smoke alarm. In the bunk area, you want these doors snapped open for travel and keep that from bouncing everywhere. Same thing on these bunks. Top bunks will lift up and lock in place there on both sides. You can remove this table, pull them legs out, put the table down in the middle here, put the back cushions on top, and that'll give you another bunk right there. Traveling, you want to travel with this down. Feel much safer with it on these bars than up there into a hook. Prep for a TV back here. Mounting bracket is here. Your cable to 110 hook up there. A couple of charging ports. Shoe storage. Coming back out into the hallway is our access panel to our breaker box and fuses. You got quite the variety there. I see a 20, 15s, 10, 40. Highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. Turn your sofa into a bed here real quick. I'm going to start by removing our back cushions. They're just velcroed on there. Lift up here in the front. Hold your legs out. Pull it towards you. Lay the back down. And just that quickly, you got another bed. When putting it back, make sure you lift the back up first. Otherwise you will damage your sofa. While standing in the middle, again, gives you good leverage. Hold this, hold them in. Then set that back down. Put our cushions back, and like that, we are back to a sofa. You can also do the same thing over here. You have to lift this up from the back by turning this handle, pulling it towards you. That will lay down onto these. Again, put your cushions on top for more sleeping. Back into our bedroom. Emergency escape window. Push that out. Yank on this, and that'll snatch that screen right up out of there. Charging ports of 110s on both sides here in the back. A little bit of storage under your bed here. Again, 2 more doors to have snapped open for travel. And that about covers everything in here. Let's act like we're going to leave the campsite and close the unit up. I like to start by shutting off my lighting here. Then I see that all the other lighting that's on in the unit is accent lighting. And we can just walk through and turn off. Once we've done all this accent lighting, I'm going to say doors and drawers. What we're going to do is we're going to walk through the unit, close all the doors and drawers. Now that all the accent lighting's off, I can turn on my main lighting again. Close all doors and drawers. Make sure nothing's going to impede our slide from coming in. Make sure all of our vents are closed. Bathroom as well. Make sure that vent back there is closed. And we're going to come to our control panel and hit glide room in. Just noticed something I forgot to mention. Our 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned this is 12 volts, always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, boondocking, nothing plugged in charging your battery, If you're gonna be gone for the day and you don't want this to run your battery down, use that battery disconnect up front. Now we'll come back in, finish bringing that slide in. Once it's in, shut off our ceiling lights and exit the unit. On these steps, bringing them up or down, you do want to have this exterior door all the way open, otherwise this will catch on it. You also have adjustable feet. You bring up this cotter pin and move these. Set that up in there. Lock your door. Now before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt this door, lift and turn this handle. That's how you want that to go for travel. Okay, now if we're out dry camping, we're gonna come over here, get up underneath here and dump that fresh water drain. Just gonna be right there, that blue one. Bring up our stabilizing jacks. Just hit retract. Hook up our hitch and head on up to the dump station, or to nearest dump station or home, whatever our priority is, whatever we're in need of. If we are at a campsite, we will unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up these stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Finish bringing up these jacks. Remember, your dump is going to be right behind your tires there, on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Once you arrive, you got a 10-foot hose. Got underneath there, hook that up, and the first thing I'm gonna do is pull that black handle. That's the one on your left. That's gonna be your sewage. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, go inside, check the level of your black tank, come back out here, leave that black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, hook it up here to this tank flush, again making sure your black tank handle is open, hook that hose up and let it run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove your hose, let it run for about 5 minutes. Remove your hose, make sure all the washout you've just put in there has drained. Close your black handle and pull your gray handle. Now normally while my grays are draining, I will go ahead and get up underneath here and dump my other low point drains. Over here just underneath your door will be your low point drains. Now when them are done, we're done camping for the season. We want to get rid of the stagnant water out of your hot water heater. Come over here, lift up on this pressure release valve. Now be careful, that's going to dump hot water out of there. When that's done, push that back down, then you can pull your drain plug. When your grays are done, we're going to take and close that gray handle, remove our sewage hose, and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this bullet for many years to come. Happy camping.